Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down my team for VDL Season 4. Before we get into that though, the VDL will be having its 1-year anniversary during Season 4, and I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has made it possible so far. The coaches for participating and making it such a fun experience for everyone, and the moderators who I consider all of them at this point to be very great friends of mine, and this definitely wouldn't be possible without them. And finally, I want to say thank you to the viewers for tuning into all of my battles and giving me nothing but support through this last year. Now let's get into the team. This is a low-tier National Dex draft, so anything that was 13 points and higher has been banned. If you want to take a look at all of the Pokemon that we have access to, I will have the Mew document in the description below. I got the 15th overall pick, which isn't bad since I do get the wheel pick, but unfortunately, I thought my round 1 pick would get sniped before it came to my turn. Luckily, Zygarde 10% was still sitting there after 14 other picks were made. With 100 attack and 115 base speed and access to one of the best moves in the game in 1000 Arrows, I think Zygarde is going to be a huge threat this season. It gets great boosting moves in Dragon Dance and Coil, and it also gets Glare to support the rest of the team. With Zygarde being 4 times weak to Ice as well as fearing Dragon and Fairy moves, I decided to grab Bronzong as my second round pick. For only 9 points in this format, I felt like Bronzong was a steal, especially since it resists all of the types that Zygarde is weak to. It provides great team support with Stealth Rocks, Screens, and Toxic, as well as Iron Defense and Body Press to be a threat in its own right. Good Rapid Spin users are few and far between in this format, so for my 3rd round pick, I went with Serena. I've wanted to use this Pokemon for a while, but I haven't had the chance to draft it until now. With great coverage in Knockoff and Triple Axle, and great team support in the aforementioned Rapid Spin, as well as Aromatherapy to heal any status inflicted onto my team. At this point in the draft, I wanted to get a very strong special attacker, as well as something that resisted fire and ice moves, so I went with Typhlosion. I can't think of much that's going to switch into a Choice Specs Flash Fire boosted eruption from this Pokemon. It also gained good coverage in Scorching Sands back in Gen 8 to hit rock types as opposed to the previous Focus Blast. My 5th pick is a Pokemon that wasn't originally in my plan, but when I saw it was still available, I had to pick it up and it fit into my team quite well. Swellow is an absolutely amazing wall breaker with Guts boosted Facades, Brave Birds, and even Steel Wing to hit opposing rock types. It's also not limited to physical sets, as it can run Scrappy Boom Burst as well as getting access to Heat Wave to hit steel types. With 125 base speed, there's only 10 other Pokemon in the format that outspeed it, and only 6 of them were even drafted. At this point, my team really needed a bulky water type to handle the ice weakness that my team has been facing. Lantern for 6 points seemed too good to be true, with access to Scald, Discharge, and Toxic to spread status all across my opponent's team, as well as Heal Bell to keep my own team healthy. With its 2 weaknesses being Grass and Ground, Bronzong pairs very well with Lantern on the defensive side as well. A poison type that touches the ground to absorb Toxic Spikes is a must in draft, so my next pick was Skuntank. With the ability to not only absorb but set its own Toxic Spikes, remove items with Knockoff, and even clearing other hazards with Defog, it fit pretty well into my team. Its physical sets got even better in Gen 9 with it getting access to Temper Flare instead of having to run a mix set with Flamethrower or Fire Blast to hit steel types. For my 8th round pick, I was finally looking into getting the Terra Captain, and one Pokemon caught my eye almost immediately. Mischievous with Terra Ghost, Fairy, and Electric is what I ended up with. And a lesser known fact about Terra is that all moves of your Terra type become 60 base power. So typically, a move like Draining Kiss is only 50 base power, but if I Terra Mischievous into a Fairy type, it becomes 60 base power, which pairs very well with Calm Mind. With plenty of team support moves as well, like status moves, Haze, Destiny Bond, or Heal Bell, this Pokemon fits a very specific role in my team that it's going to do very well. I went with Terra Electric as my other Terra type, as when paired with Levitate, Mischievous just won't have any weaknesses. Going into the 9th round, my plan had already pretty much been executed, so I was really just trying to find some missing typings or anything that my team just needed. And one of the things I realized is that besides Terra, Fairy, Mischievous, I was lacking a good true Fairy, and Alcremie was still available, and I've never used it before, so I figured why not give it a try. With great boosting options like Calm Mind and Acid Armor, and it can even keep itself healthy with Recover and Aromatherapy, and be a nuisance for my opponents with Encore. And for my final pick, I grabbed Combuskin, mainly because it looked fun to use. We banned Blaziken with Speed Boost, but not Combuskin, so I was like, yeah, you know, maybe we'll do some shenanigans with Speed Boost, you know, maybe get a Swords Dance off, who knows, you know, just kind of one of those things where I didn't really need something, so I just slotted it in. So that is my team for Season 4 of the VDL. My battles will be coming out a week after, so this is coming out at the end of Week 1, and my Week 1 battle will come out at the end of Week 2. That's just to give me more time to edit and, you know, try to make things look a little bit better. But if you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys all next week for Week 1. Peace.